so I'll take a step back here in a second, but like we have some applications where we can control resistors on a PC, a micro like circuit board and stuff that are like a few hundred microns, right? Tiny, tiny little like 01005 resistors and things like that. I'm talking they look smaller than a grain of sand, right? And you can go in with tweezers and manipulate these things, and it's very important for things like optoelectronics. And then you have things at really big scales, like cranes and manipulating these type of collecting this type of data at really remote places, doing it in like mine shafts, in these type of things. So I envision that a lot of even the teleoperation data and the basically the real world applications of these, and us aggregating this, is going to be a really long tail. Like we're going to require these in it's going to scale, where it's going to be like first one device to like maybe 2 haptic devices to 10 robots, then 2 to 100, but now I'm going to have 150 times more robots, right? So the number of units I think is going to go up a lot, and then there's going to be a really long tail where even look at like Roombas, for example. A lot of people have robotic vacuums, but they still get stuck on cables. They're still doing all like these type of things, and it's like we can just go back in when they get stuck and pick them up and go place them back on their charging port. But that's not so easy to do with a robot that's in a mine,
right?
Heavy 50 equipment miles away, or a robot that's across the factory doing something. So there's going to be a lot of different areas, and then I like to basically say that what we're building is like just the steering wheel for basically more complicated motion than just on a road.
That clarifies a lot of things that I had questions around. Thank you for illustrating that sort of the future vision that you have. In my mind, as I was looking into haptics and trying to make sense of the future, it to me on us in the beginning, it felt like as we get more autonomous, which is the holy grail that everybody's going after, autonomous systems, something such as haptics is not going to be needed. But that is not the case. You're saying your premise is that human in the loop will always be needed, even if you have full autonomy, because there will be edge cases of trying to service a robot or trying to rescue it and
teach it. Like let's say it's out doing something and it runs into like I use this as an example. Like I live in Montreal, which is a lot of like staircases and old buildings and these type of things.
European. Yeah.
Exactly. My robot walks up my Amazon delivery robot walks up the stairs, and then it's confronted with a doorknob from like 1850. Right? Like even humans, with all of our knowledge. I remember having my university roommate. He lives in London, and trying to unlock one of his doors was just I still can't do it, and he makes fun of me. They gotta like lift up and click the knob and like do this, and so those are those type of things where like people, we always need intervention when it comes to like how to do certain tasks and these type of things. The benefit of robots is that we'll be able to like kind of have that maybe that Neo moment in the Matrix where like, I know Kung Fu, and it's that kind of concept where we can then spread the knowledge instantaneously or over a night. They come back in overnight, upload their back into the command center, plug in, upload their own experiences and egocentric views, and maybe a human had to step in and intervene, and through that process, now they can upload that in as a new source of data for the next model to be trained. And then in a month or two, the next version of the model comes out and they now have all the new sensory information. So I think the scale is really going to be important. But we're talking about something like the physical world and all the complications of like different materials and hardnesses and these type of things. Very hard to simulate, to just get in all of this stuff from simulation data. And so I think with the scaling and the success of humanoids and robots of different types, that's going to allow us to start collecting more and more data of the physical world. But I mean, this is not something novel. We've seen this happen with Waymo and autonomous
Yeah, of course.
vehicles and stuff. They've been driving around on streets for years with drivers and collecting data and doing this kind of stuff. And that's a much more constrained problem than just like open world physics and assembly and all the different products and things that exist.
Yeah.